In the shadows of a dark and forbidding castle, the evil queen, consumed by vanity, approached her magic mirror. Her voice, a venomous hiss, echoed through the stone halls. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all? The mirror's surface swirled with ethereal light, its voice a chilling whisper that sealed a young girl's fate. Snow White still lives, hidden deep within the enchanted forest. Rage, hot and furious, burned in the queen's eyes. "Then it is time," she snarled, her voice dropping to a menacing growl. Time to end her beauty once and for all. She stalked to her cauldron, where vile potions bubbled and hissed. Red smoke billowed upwards, twisting into grotesque shapes as bats screeched and flew across the high-arched ceiling. Outside, a storm raged, its thunderous applause a soundtrack to her wickedness. Stirring the foul mixture with a gnarled spoon, she chanted an incantation of pure malice. "Blood of roses, heart of envy, make this apple deadly." A blinding flash of green light erupted from the cauldron, and when it faded, a single perfect apple remained. It was a brilliant, tempting crimson, yet it pulsed with a dark, sinister magic. The queen's transformation was swift and terrible. Wrinkles carved deep lines into her face, her nose twisted into a crooked hook, and a heavy tattered cloak shrouded her form. She was now an old harmless-looking peddler. Picking up the cursed fruit, she whispered with a cruel smile, "One bite, and Snow White shall sleep forever." Meanwhile, miles away, the enchanted forest was a picture of perfect harmony. Snow White, oblivious to the approaching danger, played joyfully with her devoted animal friends. Birds sang sweet melodies from the treetops. Gentle deer danced in the sun-dappled clearings, and from deep within the earth came the faint, cheerful tune of the dwarfs as they mined for sparkling gems. Snow White smiled, her heart full of contentment, as she brushed a speck of dust from her familiar blue dress. "Oh, what a beautiful day," she sighed happily. "I must bake a special pie for my dear friends when they return from their work." Just then, a long, dark shadow fell across the cottage doorway, snuffing out the cheerful sunlight. There stood the old woman, the queen in her masterful disguise. "Good day, my dear," the crone said, her voice trembling with feigned frailty. "I was just passing through these woods and thought a lovely young thing like you might enjoy a sweet, juicy apple." Snow White's innocent eyes fell upon the fruit. It was flawless, impossibly shiny, perfectly red. It looked like the most delicious apple she had ever seen. "Oh, thank you, kind lady. That is so thoughtful of you," she said, her voice filled with genuine gratitude. As she raised the apple to her lips, a small bluebird, sensing the dark magic, chirped frantically, fluttering around her head in a desperate attempt to warn her. But its tiny cries were lost in the moment. It was too late. Snow White took a small, fateful bite. The apple tumbled from her grasp, landing softly on the wooden floor. A dizzying spell washed over her, and she fell slowly, gracefully to the ground. Her eyes fluttered closed, and the entire forest seemed to hold its breath, falling into an eerie, unnatural silence. The old woman's disguise melted away to reveal the triumphant queen. She let out a wicked, piercing laugh that echoed through the now silent woods. "Now, I am the fairest of them all," she shrieked, before vanishing into the swirling mists of the brewing storm. Moments later, the 7 dwarfs returned home, their cheerful song dying on their lips as they saw the scene before them. Snow White, their beloved friend, lay pale and motionless on the floor. "Snow White, wake up!" they cried, their voices thick with anguish as tears streamed down their faces. The forest animals gathered around, their soft whimpers a chorus of shared grief. With heavy hearts, the dwarfs placed her gently upon a bed of crystal, preserving her timeless beauty, holding on to a sliver of hope that one day, somehow, someone might break the wicked spell. And so, the forest and all its creatures slept in sorrow, waiting for a hero. But far away, a brave prince had already begun his journey, his path guided by the invisible threads of destiny and the undeniable power of true love. His arrival was not a question of if, but when.